Why do the chosen ones face such deep, hidden battles? Why do those who feel a special spiritual calling experience struggles they're too afraid to speak out loud? Why is their path so often filled with doubt, fear, and a heavy weight that no one else seems to notice? If you recognize yourself in these words, know this: you are not alone. Many who are called by God walk through the same invisible struggles. Today, we will uncover the 5 most common silent battles, and maybe, just maybe, you'll see your own story in them. The first silent struggle is the pressure to be perfect. When you know you have a calling, you begin to demand the impossible from yourself. You fear stumbling, you fear disappointing God, you fear the judgment of others. You want to be an example for everyone, and you're terrified of showing weakness. But here's the truth: God chooses the imperfect. There is not a single flawless hero in the Bible. God doesn't wait for you to be perfect. He wants your heart, your loyalty, your trust, even when you are at your weakest. The second silent struggle is the loneliness of the path. The deeper you go into your calling, the fewer people understand you. You start noticing your circle shrinking. You no longer know who you can trust with your deepest thoughts, your worries, your silent battles. People around you say, "But you're special, you have a calling." But remember, even the greatest prophets felt lonely. Elijah hid under a tree, begging God to take his life. David hid in caves, running for his life. Jesus himself withdrew to lonely places to pray. This isn't a sign of weakness, it's part of your preparation. The third silent struggle is hidden temptations. This isn't always about obvious sins. Sometimes it's the pride that creeps in when you succeed. The desire to control things, to make sure everything goes your way. The hunger for praise, or the quiet judgment of those you see as less spiritual. These subtle traps slip into the hearts of the strong. And if you're not honest with yourself, they can slowly eat away at you from the inside. Being chosen means constantly checking your heart and keeping it clean before God. The fourth silent struggle is the fear of disappointing God. Chosen ones often live with the overwhelming sense that if they make one mistake, they will ruin God's entire plan. This fear paralyzes them, keeping them from stepping out in faith. But hear this clearly: God's plan does not depend on your perfection, it depends on His faithfulness. His purposes are bigger than your failures. The fifth silent struggle is emotional exhaustion. Many chosen ones give everything they have, to ministry, to helping others, to prayer, but they forget to care for themselves. They feel guilty for resting, ashamed of weakness, and terrified to admit, "I'm tired." But God does not call you to destroy yourself for the sake of others. He calls you to be a living vessel, filled with His strength. You are chosen not because you are perfect, but because you are loved. And that is enough. Hold on. You are not alone.